Hey guys, it's Justin with NYKBF. I'm here at Horse Brewing Company with manager Jon. We are getting pumped and getting ready for the April 18th NYKBF charity tournament that's going to start our 2020 season. Coming here with Jon, I just wanted to, why don't you give a little bit of an introduction, tell everybody about yourself and Warhorse.
Sure, yeah. My name is Jon Mansfield. I'm the operations manager, is what it says in my business card. But,
okay.
Yeah, try and do a little bit of everything when I can and a little bit of nothing when I'm allowed to and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it keeps you busy around
here. Yeah, man. So I started here full-time when we built the brewery, which was June of 2016 we opened.
Okay.
We started the build out a couple months before that. And actually, my first daughter was born just right around opening time. So,
cool.
As you know,
yeah.
I was just tired all the time.
So you got it all at once, right?
So come here and work, go home, put the baby to bed, wake up in the morning, come here, paint, build stuff, put signs up, put the taps together, all that kind of stuff. And now, slowly but surely, kind of been building and people have been liking what we're doing. So we're into the wholesale game now, which is a lot of fun, and putting out more stuff on site here as we get more and more visitors to the brewery. We can play around a little more.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I know a lot of people obviously have been posting that they've been finding a lot of the Warhorse beers at Wegmans and other areas, places and stuff. So definitely getting out there, which is really nice to see for a local.
We're at about 42 Wegmans in New York. So everything from Buffalo all the way down to Syracuse and straight down to the border of Pennsylvania, which is really cool. And then just if you were to walk into Warhorse at any given day, January through December, we usually have 4 or 5 ciders on and canned. Every once in a while rotate something that's not canned, just on tap only. We usually have 6 to 12 beers, with about 8 of them being canned up at any one time, and the rest of them on tap only. And then every once in a while, short batch stuff, one-offs, things like that, like the Double Dan, where it comes in. We do 15, 30 barrels of it, so anything from 80 to 250 cases of a short run, and then that's it. Then it's gone for 6 months, or it's gone for forever. Hopefully we use up all the sleeves, and it can be gone. Yeah,
the Double Dan, which is the double IPA, is what I'm drinking right now, and it's phenomenal. As he's drinking.
Kink. So Warhorse Light started essentially as our shift beer. So it was something that the guys down in the brewery, Pete and Garrett, would make for after work.
Okay.
Just because it's light, it's easy, it is super healthy for the yeast, believe it or not.
Oh,
it's really good for the yeast that we're using. It's kind of like just a liquid bread, where it fires right through it, eats everything nice and clean.
Okay.
And yeah, it tastes good, light, low ABV, so you could have 1 or 2 after work, and you could head home. Not long after that, and grabbing some food in the kitchen here. But yeah, we put it on tap, just a keg or 2, and it was just one weekend where this guys came back on Monday, and it's like, did anybody try it? The kegs are gone.
It's gone.
So which was great.
That's awesome.
Okay, well then we'll make a little more, and then we make a little bit bigger batch, and then a little bit bigger batch, and then it was like, oh, let's can it.
It's going,
So we put it in cans, and people really enjoyed it. It's nice because it's a little cheaper to make, and so we can sell it at a little bit lower cost, which is cool.
That's awesome.
And I don't think you see that all that often, where something is actually cheaper to make, so you make it cheaper on the shelf. So we do that, which was a lot of fun, and we're doing a redesign on the label that'll be coming out this spring, summer. It was actually my dad found these old citrus boxes from the 30s.
Okay.
There's like watercolor hand-painted labels on them, and they're just so sharp, and the colors on them are so nice and clean. And it almost feels like nostalgic just looking at, even though we weren't around to be a 30s fruit buyer. It just still feels like
kind of gives that mindset.
It's very cool. It just feels fresh and clean. That's awesome. Just like real and honest kind of. And so we found these people in Syracuse that will do custom paintings.
Okay.
So sketched it with a pencil and sent it off to them. And they're like, yeah, man, give me a couple of weeks and
That's awesome.
we'll paint them up and
That's
we got your new label. So it'll be custom done all the way through, which is a lot of fun. We'll own the painting, which is cool.
And is that what you do for like a lot of your labels and things like that? Something similar
yeah,
to that?
so
or do you guys do it kind of in-house?
Yeah, we do. Essentially, everything starts in-house and then goes to a designer after we do it. So for like the Double Dan, we knew we wanted to do like a 60s, 70s looking font. Those big bubble like game show fonts were really cool.
Yeah.
And we wanted the double helmet on there was really neat. So we found these helmets and kind of sketched it out and wrote on there and did this. So I wanted Ace of Spades right here. And I wanted a pack of bullets right here. And I wanted to say draft beer, not people, in like permanent marker. And then this is the font we want on the bottom, and then we want the background to be black and textured, almost like like an old movie poster. That's kind of the feel of it, where it kind of looks like an old like 60s or 70s movie, Double Dan, and that was kind of the idea behind it. So every label essentially starts with me and my dad sitting in the office with like an iPad and a bunch of magazines going on. That looks cool. I like that color. I like that font. I like that character. You just start to kind of vision board it all the way down to, it's like, that's the font.
That's awesome.
That's the color. And then send it off to the designer. They can actually do it.
That's cool.
Sure. So starting the brewery, it actually started in like kind of the egg of it was 2008. Started as a little contract brewery by CB's out in Honeyland Falls.
Okay.
Now gone. But we were contract brewing 3 beers and the root beer over there. And it's where our kitchen is next door.
Yeah.
There's about a third of that. The rest of it was actually all outside. This was outside. Most of it was outside. So it was this little teeny tiny tap room with 4 taps in the wall, and people would come in and do, I think it was the Riesling Ale, an East Coast Amber, a black lager, and the root beer.
The Riesling, was that on there?
Yeah, the Riesling Ale. That was like the light one.
It was
like the dark one.
It was always very.
Medium.
I don't want to get off topic because I want you to finish, but that was always very. I remember when you guys first started and coming in here. Obviously, it was such a nice change at the time from doing like a wine tour.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh man, all right, we can do like beer and wine at the same stop, and then to have like something, a Riesling Ale was very cool, just a niche kind of a thing.
You've now cracked the code as to how Warhorse started.
But very
Wouldn't it be nice to have a beer right now?
Yeah,
yes,
right.
It would. Okay, let's have a beer right now. That's essentially how it kind of got going.
Yeah.
And so once that, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's how it started. We wanted a nice change of pace, and it was something where if you were coming from an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away, if you were talking to your group of either just you and your significant other, or you and your in-laws, or you and friends from work, you're deciding on where to go. There's so many great places in the Finger Lakes. How do you possibly decide which ones to hit, which ones to skip? And there's always lakes, there's always lakes in your way. So now you can go, I want to go to Geneva, and I want to go down to Aurora, and then we're going to go back over to Canandaigua.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, man. So having our own like mini trail here, where the wineries, where they do very distinct and unique and novel wines, and then having a brewery here that would do beer and even the root beer if you're not drinking or you're driving, or if you got your kids with you or something like that.
Yeah.
It was great. And so that's how it started. And then once we were kind of theming out the brewery, the long and short story of it is that my mom's dad and my dad's grandfather were both in the Navy during World War II.
Okay.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
I never met my dad's grandfather, but my mom's dad I knew really well. He actually lived down the street from us for a while, which was really cool. Big Mike Grams. He was the best. And so he was from a place called Hazleton, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Which is, if some of you Pennsylvanians who are beer fans might know, it's right near Pottsville, PA.
Okay.
Which is the home of Yuengling. So he was a Yuengling guy, straight, mother's milk all the way through. And I remember if you go to a restaurant, Yuengling was on tap. It was like, Yuengling.
Nothing else. Yep.
And so it was really cool because he had this beer. It's been produced since he was a kid. Right after Prohibition, just continually made all the time. So throughout his entire life, there's always been Yingling lager.
Right.
And so when he's in his late teens, he's joining the Navy. His last beer on his way out is Yingling. And when he gets home from the Navy, his beer when he gets home is Yingling. And once he gets in his 20s and 30s and he's off to college and he's starting a family, and now he's got Yingling. And then when he gets his first big boy jobs and he's moving all over the country and flying and bring a Yingling. The idea was that, I mean, we'd be hanging out at his house and watching he loved college basketball, so we'd watch the Syracuse game. He was a big Syracuse guy. Cool. And Yingling Open story time. This is when I played basketball in the Navy. No, I actually played against Wilt Chamberlain one time. And then I've heard this story 15 times. But, bing, it started into that story. Or crack open. You know, when I was in high school, Yingling something, and it always leads to, it was like this little time capsule bottle, which was so fun. Yeah. And I don't think you really get that with anything else. You don't get like wine or bourbon or anything like that. You don't necessarily open up anything else and go, oh man, do you remember when you did this? And to go along with that kind of sentiment, I feel the same way if you ever go on like beer tours or you visit a brewer while you're out of state, something like that. If you see that beer again when you're home and you go, oh my God, do you remember when we went to that place and afterwards we did this or before we went there? And it kind of like builds the memory around this little bottle of liquid, which is so cool. It's alchemy, it's magic, man. It's so neat. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, I love it. And so we took kind of the 1940s World War II thing, which I think has that effect on a lot of people, especially around here with Samson and so many people were ready to rumble for the country around then. So we took, he had boxes of old stuff. Gramps like to hold on to stuff and keep it in mint condition. Okay. And if any of my aunts and uncles are watching, when they help clean out the house, they like to keep paper goods. So there was a couple of boxes of old flying magazines from when he was a teenager, and then when he was in the Navy, he had subscriptions to like Fly, or whatever the magazines were at the time, and so we took a lot of those and same thing we did with the labels. Flip through and go, that is really cool. Like I love that font, or I love the look of that guy, or I love that little turn of phrase where it's like, be more than have ba 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 ba, or whatever those old like 40s turns of phrases like. Bob Hope says.
This is always one of the number one places that I recommend to people. Like, you know, obviously I get a lot of people that come in for the weekend that they're here for Wine Trail. Yeah. And they're like, oh, what are the top 5 that we should hit?
Sure.
Three Brothers and Warhorse is always the number 1 that I say, and I always say, like, you know, not for nobody cares really, but not for I always call it the Disneyland for adults. Yeah. Right? Because there's something for everybody. Yeah. I always promote your sodas, your craft sodas, just because a lot of people are like, oh well, I don't like to drink. Yeah. I was like, all right, fine, don't drink. You guys got a beautiful coffee house with amazing food. Yeah. Those pretzels are legit. Right? Legit. The big ass pretzels. They come out in like a pizza box. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's so good. But I always after that I always highlight the sodas, not hard sodas, the regular sodas, which I mean I always say like I think they were intended maybe for like mixers, but because they're like little cans. But
the 8 ounce. Yeah, the 8 ounce thing was. It's great because we use real cane sugar, real ingredients. So we make a couple of different ones. One of them is ginger beer. Yeah. And so on Ginger Beer Day, we use 450 pounds of ginger, and we actually had to buy. We tried so many different ways to cut it to make it actually slice up. We had to end up buying a deli slicer. Slice it up because we're blasting through food processors and making everybody sit up there and put the gloves on and go down and cut by hand, and that was taking forever. So I mean, it's all fresh up, which means that soda's going to be a little bit thicker, a little heavier. It's got a lot more flavor to it. It's got a lot more body to it, and the sweetness is like a real sweetness as opposed to like thin corn syrup or thin fake sugar sweetness. So 8 ounces is about the right amount for people. You drink it and you're just like, hey, yes, that was so good. Oh man! And if you're making a little cocktail, doing a dark and stormy or something like that, then 8 ounces is almost what all of them call for. Is fill the rest with 2 ounces of this, 1 ounce of that, splash of this, fill with this. And 8 ounces is about
perfect, right?
Frost Fest coming up, which we've done before, and it was just super fun for a lot of people. And February is a time when we're slow, and people are looking for stuff to do, and just kind of coming out of the winter shell and all that type of thing. So the people up in the office, Amanda, the event planner, and all those guys up there put together Frost Fest, which is super cool. And
such a smart idea.
Yeah. The most fun, like you said, is that there's the night of this Saturday is Frost Fest, and then Sunday is Family Frost Fest. Yeah. Which is so fun to have something where you can, if you got kids, you can bring the kids out. If you got the grandkids for the day, or if you want to do something with your grandparents, it's not like, okay, there's going to be a lot of young people hanging out and drinking wine in the freezing cold, taking pictures for Instagram. This is going to be like, Queen Elsa is going to be here, just so you all know. The Queen Elsa is going to be on the property.
That's a good plug for all you family members out there. So, yeah.
We'll have all kinds of fun activities and vendors here, and food going on, special food for the night and the weekend, and it's a lot of fun. So if you check out the Three Brothers Winery Facebook page or the Three Brothers website, threebrotherswinery.com. Yep. You can kind of
which will be posted in the comments below. We'll post up the websites and everything. But
so it's all right on there, which is great. And we do try and do events like that almost every month.
I tell you, we obviously went for the family day, the Sunday family day. And with the kids, you have ice sculptures all over the property. There was one that was like a bench that I could not get my nephews off of. Like I was like, you're gonna freeze to this thing. But they were having so much fun, like sitting on it, and like strangers were coming up, and like they're like, oh my god, they're the cutest. But it was,
that's so funny.
But and then we brought them in here, and we did like a beer tasting, and obviously they got their sodas and stuff. And you had ice cream. You had gelato. I think ice cream was here. You had a couple restaurants were making milkshakes. The kids were like on a sugar high. They were having fun.
Yeah, man, we're geeking everybody.
And I have this picture. We went into the cafe and we got lunch, and we got one of those pretzels. And we talked about it earlier, but I have a picture of my nephew. Like we opened up the box to this pretzel, and his face was just like, OMG. It was just like
Indiana Jones,
like, oh my, like it was bigger than him. It's definitely one of my favorite pictures. But then we made like Christmas we decorated Christmas cookies. It was a really fun like family day. So definitely, I definitely recommend anybody in the area, check it out on the link below. Like, come and check it out, because it's a lot of fun. And regardless if you drink or not, sodas, like I said, milkshakes, ice cream, I don't know if they're coming back or not, but there's a lot to do regardless of what you want to do. So definitely check that out. Definitely appreciate your time. We talked a lot, and definitely learned a lot of information about Warhorse and Three Brothers, which is really, really cool. Looking forward to the 2020 season. Excited to have you guys on board again as another partner with NYKBF. It's going to be an amazing year, and it kicks off in April with the charity tournament that's going to be right down the street. Obviously for a great cause like it is every year with the Tristan Foundation, a local suicide prevention charity that's close to my heart, obviously, but suicide is a dark topic that not a lot of people like to talk about. But it's always pretty cool. Every year at the tournament, there's more and more people that come up to me and talk to me about how it's touched their lives, and it's hard to meet somebody that unfortunately it hasn't affected. So having a safe space and an environment where people can come and share if they want, but don't. A lot of people don't share, I'm sure, but it definitely all goes back into the community and to help people that might not be showing signs of any kind of depression or any kind of issue. So we are excited, as always, to start off with that. We are so grateful that you guys are going to be involved and help us out with that. That's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's astounding how good a job you guys in the foundation do of taking something that is so sad and crushing and negative and turning it into something with a silver lining, and taking something that's is just devastating and making it something where people are coming together and people are doing good works off it and finding each other, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're happy.
That's awesome. It's gonna be a great event. Obviously, we're gonna have amazing barbecue, Lighthouse Barbecue, which is a food truck that comes every year out of the Watkins Glen, Lake Montour Falls area there. They are phenomenal, and that Warhorse Light pairs so well with their brisket. It's ridiculous. But definitely going to be a day of fun. I hope everybody's excited about it. I hope you guys had a good time as much as I did, talking to Jon. And get down here, check out Warhorse, get to Frostfest. That's going to be so much fun. I'll be here. I know I will be because we had so much fun last year. So, dude, seriously, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure, man. Anytime.
Awesome. Right.
Yeah, thanks, man.